Hi. I'm so excited to be up here. Oh my gosh, so much happened this year. It was 1 year of trying to pick up momentum, turning it around, and just this year everything happened.
So it was 1 year of being more in alignment with who I really am, so that the momentum which always comes took me more in the direction of what I wanted to be rather than in the direction of what I don't want to be.
Yeah.
And the reason that it was such a fantastic year is because I was aware of what I was doing. So as the momentum ensued and things were unfolding, I could feel my hands in the clayness of it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
I don't even want to talk about the year before that.
Yeah.
But it brought me to here.
Yeah. And it filled your vortex full of wonderful things.
So many things.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wrote a book in like 4 weekends. I just wrote it.
Yeah.
Submitted to a publisher.
Yeah.
Went to Hawaii twice.
Yeah.
Met Wayne Dyer. Now I'm here.
Yeah.
I won the lottery.
Yeah.
I won the lottery 3 times.
Tell them it was $100,000 to win $100,000.
It was really close. It was close. I was 1 digit away from $90 million. Like 1 digit. I said that for like 3 days. One digit. But then I was so excited, right? Because there was still some money there. And so my question, and I kind of know the answer, but I'd like to hear it from you because I'm
That guy in the back row probably knows right there. We are not making fun of you. We are appreciating every single thing you said. And we liked the thoughtfulness with which you said it. And you're right on track. And we think it's a good idea for you to keep writing things down as they are inspired to you, because they are really, really good. Yeah.
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 And I took a lot of naps before I won the lottery. I was napping frequently.
Yeah.
That's a true story. So my question. So I have this impulse to go and get my real estate license. And I have time to do it. I have allowance to do it with, to go.
When the idea occurred to you, can you recapture that thought? Not so much what the thought was, but the feeling of the thought when it came?
Yeah, it was like...
Was it a burst of enthusiasm? Did it feel like a really good idea?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
those are the ones you want to follow.
Okay.
Ideas that feel like that, follow them.
Okay.
Yeah.
And now you're seeing it, so of course.
Yeah.
Well, it really, like I can't see the whole picture.
Of course not.
And what I've learned is you don't need to.
But that's why that burst of enthusiasm is all the picture you need for right now. That's the thing. You all say, well, yeah, I'll do it if you'll show me what's next and next and next and next and next. And then by needing to see something that you can't see, now you're doing exactly the same thing to these thoughts turning to things that you were doing by facing the reality that doesn't hold what you want. Just take the impulse and follow it and trust that there's going to be another and another and another. There always will be. But when you second guess it, when you get your head too much into it, when you talk yourself out of it, you disallow the momentum from getting going, then that's why the nap helped her win the lottery. And don't you think it's interesting, the sequence of events that take place here today? We're not kidding you when we say your inner being knows what you want and knows where it is and knows the path of least resistance that will help you to understand it. Sometimes when you're asking it outright, you're not in the place. But as you're listening into other things, then you get it, you see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I want to go get my real estate license, and I also would like to win the jackpot. And so do I just...
But feel the difference between the impulse to get the real estate license and the idea of winning the jackpot.
Yeah.
Feel the difference between the idea of winning the jackpot and the impulse to go buy a ticket.
Yeah.
Can you feel the difference? We want you to focus on the impulse because you think yourself out of impulses. We're just going to say it to you this way, and take it the way we mean it, because it's going to sound a little like we're beating up on you, but we're really not, only just a little bit. So the impulse comes to you in a flash. And you know why it's usually a flash? Because you're usually so negative it can only squeak in on occasions. So the flash comes and you go, oh wow, and then you kill it immediately by facing reality. And so the reason that those impulses come in flashes and the reason that you feel insecure about following them is because you haven't accomplished the mastery of staying in the receptive mode. But with not much more than you have accomplished as a result of just listening into today, You can get into that receptive mode, and you can master it so much so that you know when you're in it and you know when you're not in it, and then you will know which impulses are the ones that are going to pay off to something that you want, and which impulses are going to pay off to something that you don't want. Which is the impulse that buys the winning ticket, and you're going to only by experiencing it know which is which.
Yeah.
Yes? By the way it feels. That felt like this and it turned out like this. That felt like yearning and it turned out like this. That felt like enthusiasm and it turned out like this.
Yeah.
That felt just a whimsical thing and it turned out like this. That felt like drama and the rest of my life was depending on it and it turned out like this. In other words, what's the receptive mode that you are in? Yeah.
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 And right after I won the lottery, I was like, I can do anything. So I really tried to win the lottery after that, and that did not feel like it didn't feel on track.
Now, this is the most important conversation that we've ever had with anybody about anything in regards to deliberate creating. So you had an experience, and let's isolate it. Let's talk about how that experience happened. That was an impulse from alignment that led to that. But then the next ones were not impulses that came from alignment. They were conjuring and thinking and working and efforting and planning and plotting and defending and justifying and...
Yeah. And then the lottery went up.
Are you getting this?
Yeah. And it went up to like 1.5 billion, and I kept thinking, why is nobody winning? And I like went into this place. But then before that I was playing with, oh look, my favorite number's there.
Your words are the most important words that have ever been spoken in a seminar.
They're your words.
I was playful. I felt playful.
Yeah.
I felt playful, and therefore I was in the receiving mode. And in my playfulness, I just followed it, even though it wasn't even rational maybe.
Yeah.
So these are the things that we want you to consider that have been received by you just now, today. You now know that your inner being is aware of where you are in relationship to what you want. You know that right now? You know that? And so if your inner being knows where you are in relationship to what you want, isn't it logical that you would want your inner being to tell you? Now, what you know about your inner being, what does that mean? What frame of mind do you have to be in? Are you on your knees praying from need? Is that the receptive mode? Or are you in appreciation? Are you in applauding? Are you in sincere appreciation of positive aspects of something? Are you light or are you heavy? Are you easy or are you tense? Are you worried or are you feeling free? Are you struggling or are you happy? This is what we're talking about. Get into that happy place and do whatever it takes to get there, and then watch what happens, and then notice the correlation between I felt like this and that happened, and I felt like that and that happened, because words don't teach. It's only life experience that teaches.
Yeah.
Really good.
I'll chew.
Really good.
Thank you.
Good morning. Thank you for this opportunity. I'm so glad to be here. I have a wonderful life. I'm a very happy person. I wake up happy. I love my profession. I'm a kindergarten teacher, so I get to be around little children every day. And
So you've gone directly to the source.
yes, every day. And I love that environment.
Do they take naps?
No.
Now we're on your side.
I have a class, I manifested this class this year. They're just the most wonderful little eager learners. They just don't want to sleep. They're so excited about the next thing I'm going to share with them. And I have a beautiful, beautiful home that was just recently redecorated, and my neighbor who just moved in helped me with it. And my mom transitioned in July. And since she has transitioned, my whole immediate family has fallen apart. Nobody talks to each other. My own children that are older don't talk to me. My neighbor on the other side is now suing me for my driveway. And so now I have a trial, a 5-day jury trial to protect my property. So none of this makes sense to me because I live in an environment that is basically always happy and light.
Well, what's your feeling? Do you believe that your mother held the family together?
Yes, I know it now.
Well, so that's the conclusion that you've come to,
Yes.
that your mother held the family together. And so you're believing in something that is no longer there, so you've sort of lost your compass. It's like your mother was more of your compass than you realized.
Yes.
And that's not uncommon. A lot of people are dependent on someone influential and someone happy and someone good at things and good at nesting and coordinating. And so it's a logical thing why you would sort of lose your way. But that's the answer to your question. In this process, you're not reaching for your inner being, for your alignment. You're reaching for your mother, who you believe is gone.
Oh. But I talk to her. I feel like I talk to her every day now. I feel
Well,
like
what's she
her
saying
presence.
to you? So we know that too. She's flowing right here out on the leading edge with you. But why are you not hearing what she's really saying? What do you think she's saying? Is she saying, oh, everything's bad now that I'm gone? Is she saying, I told you that you'd miss me when I'm gone?
No.
Is that what she's saying to you? I knew that you'd finally appreciate me when I'm gone. She's not saying any
Oh
of
no,
those
she
things
was
to you.
an amazing woman. No, I feel like every day she gives me the strength to deal with like my neighbor and.
Oh, she's not giving you strength to deal with your neighbor. She's not even focused upon your neighbor at all. But what do you think she's saying to you? Because we know what her overview is. We know how she feels about all these things that you mentioned here. But why are you not hearing what she's really saying? That's the question for everyone. Why are you not in the receptive mode? And the answer is really clear. Because you counted on your mother being in her physical body. Esther did that with Jerry for a while. She was like a fish out of water everywhere she went for quite a long time. She didn't realize how much she was dependent upon his stability for her own stability. But after a while, your desire for stability will supersede and you will find your way. And meanwhile, all that's showing up is evidence of your instability or of your feeling of vulnerability, because someone that you counted on is not there to be counted on. So this is the most wonderful gift, because it's going to show you that you can stand on your own feet and that you don't need somebody else to be standing there to count on. You don't need anybody else to count on. You've got all of source energy. You've got infinite intelligence. You've got your inner being. All of that has your back, you see.
Okay, so just focus on that.
Yeah.
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 And I'm trying to understand how to receive it.
You picked up right where we were going to go next. Let your self-talk be, am I right now in the receptive mode? I want to be in the receptive mode. Mom, I want to hear what you're saying. I want to be in the receptive mode so that I can hear what you're saying. I want to be in the receptive mode, because we promise you she has so much wonderful encouragement and advice. She knows exactly how to inspire you to the things that will turn out. And by the way, don't worry about the lawsuit.
Oh, good. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
It's good.
Enough?
Yes, yes. Thank you.
Yeah.